So now I'm going to go through both Trump and Kamala's accomplishments, unbiased, just speak the facts. You make the decision, like, share, just subscribe. It doesn't matter, you have a right to choose who you think is best for the job. I'm just going to go over the facts and then I'm going to let you hear what the people say. So, Trump's record: unprecedented economic boom. Before the China virus invaded our shores, we built the world's most prosperous economy. America gained 7 million new jobs, more than three times government experts' projections. Middle class family income increased nearly 6,000. I know mine increased like 2 grand. The unemployment rate was 3.5%. Achieved 40 months in a row with more job openings than job hirings. More Americans reported being employed than ever before, nearly 160 million. Jobless, jobless claims hit a 50-year low. The number of people claiming unemployment insurance was at its lowest record. Incomes rose in every single metro area in the United States for the first time in 3 decades. Unemployment rates for African American, Hispanic American, Asian American, Native Americans, veterans, individuals, disabilities, and those without high school education all reached record lows. Unemployment for women hit its lowest rate in 70 years, lifted nearly 7 million people off of food stamps. Poverty rates for African Americans and Hispanic Americans record lows. Income inequality fell for 2 straight years. The bottom 50% of American households saw a 40% increase in net worth. That's the truth. African American home ownership increased from 41.7% to 46.4%, created more than 1.2 million manufacturing and construction jobs, put in place policies to bring back supply chains from overseas. Small business optimism broke a 35-year-old record in 2018. Rebuilding and investing in rural America, signed an executive order for regulatory framework for agricultural biotechnology products, which is bringing innovative new technologies to market in American farming and agriculture. Strengthens American rural economy by investing 1.3 billion through the Agriculture Department's Reconnect program to bring high-speed broadband infrastructure to rural America. Achieved a record-setting economic comeback by rejecting blanket lockdowns. Okay, I'm not going to. Tax relief for the middle class, signed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, the largest tax reform in history. More than 6 million American workers receive wage increases, bonuses, and increased benefits through these tax cuts. A typical family of four earning 75,000 received an income tax cut about $2,000. That's true. Doubled the standard deduction, making it the first 24,000 earned by a married couple completely tax-free. Double child tax credit. Cut the business tax rate from 35% to 21%. Small business small businesses can now deduct 20% of their business income. Businesses can now deduct 100% of the cost of their capital investments in the year the investment is made. I didn't know that. Since the passage of tax cuts, the share of total wealth held by the bottom half of households has increased, while the share held by the top 1% has decreased. Over 400 companies have announced bonuses, wage increases, new hires, or new investments. Over 1.5 trillion was repatriated into the United States from overseas. Was repatriated. Lower investment costs and higher capital returns led to a faster growth in the middle class, real wages, and international competitiveness. He created the opportunity zones, created nearly 9,000 opportunity zones where capital gains on long term investors are taxed at zero. Opportunity zone designations have increased property values with them by 1.1%, creating an estimated 11 billion in wealth for nearly half of the opportunity zone residents who own their own home. Opportunity zones attracted 75 billion in funds and driven 52 billion of new investment in economically distressed communities, creating 500,000 new jobs. Approximately 1 million Americans will be lifted from poverty as a result of these new investments. Massive deregulation. Instead of two for one, we eliminate eight old regulations for every one new regulation adopted, provided the average American household an extra 3,100 every year. That's a fact. Reduce the direct cost of regulatory compliance by 50 billion and will reduce costs by additional 50 billion. Remove nearly 25,000 pages of federal regulations, more than any other president. Established the Governor's Initiative on Regulatory Innovation to reduce outdated regulations at the state, local, and tribal levels. Sign an executive order to make it easier for businesses to offer retirement plans. Sign two executive orders to increase transparency in federal agencies and protect Americans and their small business from administrative abuse. Modernize the National Environmental Policy (NEPA) for the first time in 40 years. Reduce approval time for major infrastructure projects from 10 or more years down to 2 years. Help community banks by signing legislation that roll back costly provisions of Dodd-Frank. Establish the White House Council on Eliminating Regulatory Barriers to Affordable Housing to bring down housing costs. Remove regulations that threaten the development of strong and stable internet. Ease and simplify restrictions on rocket launches, helping to support commercial investment in space projects. Published a whole government strategy focused on ensuring American leadership in automated vehicle technology, streamline energy efficient regulations for American families and businesses, including preserving affordable light bulbs, enhancing the utility of shower heads, in enabling greater time savings with dishwashers. Remove unnecessary regulations that restrict the seafood industry and impede job creation. Rescinded the previous administration's affirmatively furthering fair housing rule, which would have abolished zoning for single family housing to build low income federally subsidized apartments. Eliminated Waters of the United States rule and replaced it with the Navigator Waters Protection Rule, providing relief and certainty for farmers and property owners. repealed the previous administration's costly fuel economy regulations by finalizing the safer, affordable, fuel efficient vehicles rule, which will make cars more affordable, lower the price of new vehicles by $2,300. Americans now have more money in their pockets. Sure did. Now that's a fact. Cut red tape in the healthcare industry, providing Americans with more affordable healthcare. Deregulation had a special beneficial impact on low income Americans who pay a much higher share of their incomes for overregulation. Cut red tape in healthcare industry. Remove government barriers to personal freedom and consumer choice in healthcare. Signed 16 pieces of deregulatory legislation that will result in a 40 billion increase in annual real incomes. Withdrew from the job-killing Trans-Pacific Partnership out the TPP. That was great. Ended the North America Free Trade Agreement and replaced it with the brand new United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement. USMCA contains powerful new protections for American manufacturers, automakers, farmers, dairy producers, and workers. It's expected to generate over 68 billion in economic activity and potentially create over 550,000 new jobs over 10 years. Signed an executive order making it government policy to buy American and hire American, and took action to stop the outsourcing of jobs overseas. Negotiated with Japan to slash tariffs and open its market to 7 billion in American agricultural products, and ended its ban on potatoes and lamb. Over 90% of American agricultural exports to Japan now receive preferential preferential treatment, and most are duty free. Renegotiated United States Korea Free Trade Agreement, doubling the cap on imports of American vehicles and extending the American light truck tariff. China agreed to purchase an additional 200 billion worth of United States exports and open market access of 4,000 American facilities to exports while all tariffs remain in effect. Achieved a mutual agreement with the European Union that addresses the unfair trade practices and increases duty-free exports by 180% to $420 million. It's so much. Um, Took strong actions to confront unfair trade practices and put America first. Imposed tariffs on hundreds of billions worth of Chinese goods to protect American jobs and stops China's abuse under Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act of 1962. I was glad to see that. Directed in all of the government effort to halt and punish efforts by the Communist Party of China to steal and profit from American innovations and intellectual policy. Imposed tariffs on foreign aluminum and foreign steel to protect our vital industries and support our national security. Approved tariffs on 1.8 billion in imports of washing machines and 8.5 billion in imports of solar panels. Blocked illegal timber imports from Peru. I didn't know that. Took action against France for its digital services tax that unfairly targets American technology companies. I didn't know that. Mm. Launch investigations into digital services taxes that have been proposed or adopted by 10 other countries. Successfully negotiating more than 50 agreements with countries around the world to increase foreign market access and boost exports of American agricultural products. Authorized 28 billion in aid for farmers who have been subjected to unfair trade practices with China. China lifted its ban on poultry and opened its market to beef and agreed to purchase at least 80 billion of American agricultural products in the next 2 years. The EU agreed to increase beef imports by 180% and open up its market to more imports of soybeans. I didn't know that. South Korea lifted its ban on American poultry and eggs and agreed to provide market access for record amounts of American rice. Wow. Argentina lifted its ban on American pork. Brazil agreed to increase wheat imports by 180 million a year and raise its quotas for purchase of United States ethanol. I didn't know that. Guatemala, Tunisia opened up their markets to American eggs. One tariff exemptions in Ecuador for wheat and soybeans. Suspended 817 million in trade preferences for Thailand. The amount of food stamps redeemed at farmers market increased from 1.4 million in 2020 to 1.75 million in September 2020, a 50% increase over last year. Authorized more than 6 billion for farmers to families food box program which delivered over 128 million boxes of locally sourced produce, meat, and dairy products to charity and faith-based organizations nationwide. For the first time in nearly 70 years, the United States had become energy independent. That's true. Natural gas production reached a record high of 30.9 quads in 2019. The United States has been a net natural gas exporter for 3 consecutive years. Withdrew from the unfair one-sided Paris climate agreement. That's when I fell in love when he took us out of that Paris climate agreement. I knew he was the right man for the job. Canceled the previous administration's Clean Power Plan and replaced it with the new Affordable Clean Energy Rule. Approved the Keystone XL and Dakota Access pipelines, which Biden blew up the Keystone. Oops. It's so much. Reduce the time to approve drilling permits on public lands by half. Increase the permit application to drill on public lands by 300%. Expedited the approval of New Star's New Burgos pipeline to exploit American gasoline to Mexico. Streamline LNG liquefied natural gas terminal permitting and allowed long-term LNG export authority to extend. And Biden stopped that LSG that from Texas because of his showdown with Abbott. Renewable energy production and consumption both reached record highs in 2019. Enacted policies that help double the amount of electricity generated by solar and help increase the amount of wind generation. Cut red tape holding back the construction of new energy infrastructure. Signed an executive order directing federal agencies to work together to diminish the capability of foreign adversaries to target our critical electric infrastructure. Negotiated leasing capacity in the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to Australia. Reform Section 401 of the Clean Water Act regulation to allow for creation of interstate infrastructure. Resolve the OPEC oil crisis during C-19 by getting OPEC, Russia, and others to cut nearly 10 million barrels of production a day, stabilizing world oil prices. Investing in America's families doubled the child tax credit from 1,000 to 2,000. Nearly 40 million families benefited from the child tax credit. Signed largest ever increase in child care and development block grants. Let's see. Expanded apprenticeships to more than 850,000. Established the new industry recognized apprenticeship programs. Established the National Council for American Worker and American Workforce. Over 460 companies have signed the pledge to American workers, committed to provide more than 16 million job and training opportunities. Advance women economic empowerment. Launch Women's Global Development and Prosperity Initiative. Signed into law key pieces of legislation, including Women, Peace, and Security Act, including women's empowerment for the first time in the President's 2017 National Security Strategy. Launched the Women's Entrepreneur Finance Initiative with 13 other nations. First administration to name artificial intelligence, quantum information science, and 5G communications as national research and development priorities. I didn't know that. Launch American Broadband Initiative to promote the rapid deployment of broadband internet across rural America. Launched the American AI Initiative to ensure American leadership in artificial intelligence. Preserved American jobs for American workers and rejected the importation of cheap foreign labor. Okay. Let me see. Distribute billions of pieces of personal protective. Oh, no, I'm not talking about that. Reestablish the depleted strategic national stockpile. Increase the. Oh, no, no, no. We ain't talking about that. Pioneer groundbreaking treatments and therapies that reduce the mortality rate by 85%. The United States has among the lowest case fertility rates in the entire world. Oh, no, no, no. I ain't talking about that. No, no. Oh, they still talking about that. We ain't talking about that 19 stuff. Oh, 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 no, no, no. Oh, that's still about that. Mm-mm. Now, I did like to sign that Paycheck Protection Program and Healthcare and Enhancement Act, adding an additional 310 billion to replenish the program. I did like that when he did that, and because the Paycheck Protection Program Act approved 525 billion in forgivable loans to more than 5.2 million small businesses, supporting more than 51 million American jobs. He did that with that one. The Treasury Department approved the establishment of the Money Market Mutual Fund Liquidity Facility to provide liquidity to the financial system. I didn't know that. The Treasury Department, working with the Federal Reserve, was able to leverage approximately 4 trillion in emergency lending facilities. I didn't know that. Signed an executive order to expand unemployment benefits because everybody got paid off that unemployment. Honey, people was happy. Eliminated the Obamacare individual mandate and financial relief to low and middle income households that made up nearly 80% of families who paid the penalty for not wanting to purchase health insurance. That was an awful act. I agree with that 100%. Added 2,100 new Medicare Advantage plan options since 2017, a 76% increase. Improved access to tax-free health savings accounts for individuals with chronic conditions. Eliminate costly Obamacare taxes, including the Health Insurance Act, the medical device tax, and the Cadillac tax. Mm, mm, mm. All they do is tax the hell out of us. Promoted research and innovation in healthcare to ensure American patients have access to the best treatment in the world. Protected our nation's seniors by safeguarding and strengthening Medicare. Updated Medicare pays for innovative medical products to ensure beneficiaries have access to the latest innovation and treatment. Reduced improper payouts for Medicare, an estimated 15 billion since 2016. Nominated confirmed over 230 federal judges, confirmed 54 judges to the United States Courts of Appeals, fill all Court of Appeal vacancies for the first time in decades, flipped the second, third, and 11th circuits from Democrat appointed majorities to Republican appointed majorities, and dramatically reshaped the long liberal Ninth Circuit. Appointed Justice Neil Scores to replace Justice Scalia, appointed Justin Barrett Kavanaugh to replace Justice Anthony Kennedy. He achieved a secure border. We know that with his Title 42, stay in Mexico. We know all about that. Illegal crossings plummeted 87%. Deployed nearly 5,000 troops to the southern border. Built the wall. Started on the wall. Fully enforced the immigration laws of the United States. He did do that. Ended asylum fraud, shut down human smuggling traffickers. He arrested a lot of pedos. He did do that. Yes, he did. And solved the humanitarian crisis across the Western Hemisphere. Now, that's bolster. He ain't solved because it wouldn't be going on. Okay, I'm gonna end that because that's enough. Because they go on and on and on to the break of dawn. All right, let's get to Cam. Lord, man, this is pages and pages and pages. I'm just gonna stop right there. Wow, and what he did for the HBCUs, he gave them 255 million in permanent annual funding. Man, all right. So this is what Cam did and Biden. Mm. So they boast on got America vaccinated and out of the pandemic while fooling a historic recovery with nearly 16 million jobs created, a record 19 million new business applications. That's applications. Did they start the job? And the lowest average unemployment of any administration more than 50 years. I give them that. But to me, when you tell me that you got America vaccinated, you put all these people in an experiment. I guess they willing to participate in the experiment. So anyway, but I agree with that. Okay. President Biden is driving a small business boom with American entrepreneurs. Okay, I said the 19 million. Um, Biden Harris administration is the most pro. What is this? Oh, pro labor. They fought for overtime pay, protect millions of pensions, and stand in solidarity with workers as they went on strike. They enacted the corporate minimum tax that ensures billion-dollar companies pay their fair share of taxes, lowering costs, tackling junk fees, and promoting competition. I did like the fact that they did stop the junk fees. I have to say that. Oh, that's your favorite book. Most people don't even know that that's a book. Most people don't know that's a book from. That's one of my favorites as well. That's why I named the channel that. And he's been gone a long time. That's why I just changed the NUN. Yeah, that was a great book. So they increased housing for Americans, trying not to be biased. After decades of underinvestment in housing, we are finally seeing Biden Harris with more units under construction for the first time in more than 50 years. I already did Trump, so now we on Harris on Cam. The bipartisan infrastructure law is a once in a generation investment that is rebuilding America's roads, bridges, rails, expanding access to clean drinking water, ensuring every American has access to high speed internet. Oh, that's right. They did the CHIPS Act, CHIPS and the Science Act. Yep, they did that. They reduced some pharmaceutical drugs, did that. The Inflation Reduction Act, which actually sent more money to Ukraine, that was a BS act as far as I was concerned. But maybe some thought it was a good thing. But you got to do the research. But in that, the climate change lowering energy costs, because that is a lie, honey. It's going up some more. Your bill about to go up some more. Watch. Created good paying union jobs, strengthen security. Okay, I give you that. Oh, they came with the Buy American Act, implemented the most robust change to the Buy American Act in almost 70 years. Strengthen global partnerships. I think that's a lie. But don't nobody respect neither one of y'all. For real. Re, in, re, in, strengthen NATO. Lord have mercy. They welcome Sweden and Finland to the alliance, increasing defense spending across the alliance to make us all safer and more secure. Support for Ukraine. My F Ukraine. F Ukraine. I don't give a damn about Ukraine. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And that's how I feel. F them. Quit giving you get just gave them another $8 billion. And then you want to give, oh, don't get me started. And then you want to give the hurricane $750. Ukraine can kiss my you know what, for real. F Ukraine. Of course, they support Israel. Strengthen the economic partnerships with China. Yeah, China came in here and bought up so much farmland and everything else. Yeah, I don't know what kind of deal y'all actually made with China. What went in your back pocket? Meeting the obligations to veteran and military families. Signed over 30 bipartisan laws to better support veterans, military caregivers, survivors. It is promised to address Comprehensive Toxins Pact Act, which enacted the most significant expansion of benefits and services for toxic exposed veterans and their survivors in over 30 years. Cancer moonshot. They ensured their commitment to end cancer, while everything you eat causes cancer. Beating the opiate and overdose crisis. Well, we know that's a lie. I'm sorry, that's a lie. Sorry about that. Uh, um, that made me have to do managing the promise of AI, tackling the mental health crisis, combating hate by giving the Asian hate crime bill and the Negroes. We never had. We need a hate crime bill as well. That would have been a start. Maybe the black men would vote for you. Advancing gender equality, yeah, and LGBTQWXIYZ rights, yes, reproductive right. Yep, you did all that. Yeah, reduce. You ain't reduced no gun violence. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be not be biased. I'm trying not to be biased, but you sure ain't ain't reduced gun violence. They got on here securing the border. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. Student debt relief, they did do that. Issue a review to reschedule marijuana. Oh, Biden did pardon a lot of those convicted of marijuana. That she locked up 1,500 for marijuana. So I guess the one she locked up, the 1,500, he let out. That's what it was. All right, now I want to do one last thing that she just did, the agenda for black men. And I'm just going to highlight this and I'm going to read it later what this entails. Hold on. Oh, shoot. You know what? I'm going to do that. I thought I had it. Okay, here it is. Quickly, what she wants to do for the gender for black men, for y'all to vote for her after she locked you up. Forgivable business loans for black entrepreneurs, creating more apprenticeships, and studying sickle cell and other diseases that affect African Americans. Um, she wants to invest. Now, I found this insulting. Maybe you guys won't, but the fact that she the only thing want to invest in cannabis, so you have a fair share to get in the cannabis business, and that we black men have more access to cannabis. Listen, to the cannabis industry. Black people not the only one that smoke weed. I found that to be insulting, and then to give you $20,000 to start a business. That is not enough money to start a business. Period. Point blank. Period. I found that so the only thing she want to get is some weed, marijuana business. That is awful. So that's pretty much how she comes across to the support for black men. Now, what I'm about to do, let me take this off. And I'm gonna play just Lord Jamal on this because it's gonna be a part two. I'm sleepy. So let me take this off. I love Lord Jamal. Boop. There we go. Because I want y'all to hear this. Wait a minute. I had it up. Dang, I hope I didn't lose it. Oh no, here I got it all here. Here we go.
When you looking at a Kamala rally, right, and you see rappers like Quavo, Megan Thee Stallion at her rallies, how does that make you feel?
It's more of what I said earlier. It's more of her trying to pretend to be black. It's more of her insulting your intelligence. Oh, all we got to do is get who's the hot rap girl right now? Is it Meg Thee Stallion? Okay, let's get Meg Thee Stallion up here. You know, uh, who else? Caruana, though. Who? Quavo? Can we get Quavo? Okay, yeah. And I'll just act like I'm cool with them, and that should be enough to make the black community feel like I'm down, like I really know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's again, it's just insulting. It's disrespectful. I don't like it. I don't see how anybody falls for it. She's also doing that because nobody's coming to her fucking rallies. Nobody's coming to hear her speak. They're literally paying people to go to her. They're paying people to get on buses, and they're shipping buses to go to her fucking rallies, bro. Meanwhile, she's lying about the Trump rallies. Talk about, I heard your rallies, people are not that many people, and people leave of boredom. Bro, I just had my man. There was a Trump rally out in Long Island. I had my man Jamal Milton go on behalf of the God Pod with Lord Jamal on YouTube. I had him go and have boots on the ground, a black man at a Trump fucking rally or whatever at Nassau Coliseum. He said it was packed as. He said, as a black man, he felt no racism whatsoever out there. They actually like brought him in type of shit. You know what I mean? Like he felt welcomed to be there by the people that was there. Who he didn't feel welcomed by were the demonstrators that were against Trump. They were the ones looking at him like, oh, what are you doing over there? Like, and he didn't have any Trump regalia or anything like that. He was just there to do interviews, just to say, why are you voting for Trump? Why are you voting for Kamala? Like, and he was being harassed by what we have now termed as radical Democrats. Okay?
Exactly.
Because there are radical Democrats out there. What do you think that was who tried to assassinate Trump? Those are radical Democrats. Y'all are acting like the Republicans are the ones with the guns and all that. But radical Democrats have now twice tried to kill this nigga. The f are we talking about here? So please let this term radical Democrat start going around. I hope it starts to get popularized because you got a good channel here. And yeah, radical Democrats. You know another term I'd like to popularize? Let's start calling Kamala the Artful Dodger. Okay? She's the Artful Dodger. That's what she does when she don't answer no question.
Sure don't.
What was that? A book?
Sure don't.
Who read in high school? But she's the Artful Dodger. That's her new nickname.
I love him. Ever since he was in he was with Mr. Cheeks. Oh, brand Nubian. Oh my God, I loved him.
Are you into politics?
Yes.
Kamala, how you feel about her?
I'm not fucking with her. her and the fucking and the Ganji she wrote in on, god damn it. She's insulting to black people. First of all, she's not black. Okay. And when I say black, I mean like a foundational black American, somebody that grew up with black American culture. Okay. She does not understand us, regardless if she went to Howard and became an AKA. You know, plenty of white people go to Howard, Chinese people. You don't have to be black to go to a fucking HBCU, and that does not make you black. Her circle of friends was not black. She's being disingenuous by even calling herself Kamala Harris. Her last name is Emhoff, okay? She's married to a man named Emhoff, okay? That's her last name. Why are you not leading with that? I'll tell you why. Because you want to fucking pretend that you're black to get the black vote, okay? I knew what they were going to do with her the minute they brought her in. I said, oh, they brought a female Obama in. She looks like Obama. You know, she got the same phonetics Obama, Kamala. Like, it's the same. They tried to do the same, but she fell short because she's not the same type of orator that this guy is. She's a diggy broad. She cackles all the fucking time. She lies. She doesn't answer a fucking question. Not once in that debate did she answer anything that was asked of her. So she thinks that we are stupid and that we are just going to vote for her off of identity politics. I'm sorry, sir, but we know that women are emotional by nature. Like, let's just keep it real. All of this trying to make history and all of this type of is some bullshit. We don't need a woman. When's the last time you had a beef or you saw a gang of dudes going into war and they had a woman in the front leading them? That's retarded, and you wouldn't want to see it. You wouldn't want to be a part of that fucking group. You wouldn't, you know what I mean? You're like, why is she in the front? That makes no fucking sense. This woman, to me, is not qualified to run, you know, a Dunkin' Donuts or a 7-Eleven, let alone the corporation that we call United States of America. People want to act like Trump is the worst motherfucker in the world, but guess what? He was already president, and all this shit you're talking about didn't happen. He didn't make himself a dictator, and this whole shit about he's going to make himself a dictator is really taken so out of context that it's ridiculous. He said he'd make himself a dictator on the first day, to do implement some and then, but that was, trust me, said tongue in cheek. It was not said seriously. Y'all already living in Project 2024.
Facts.
You worried about Project 2025 when they already ran Project 2020 on you with the scandemic and all that bullshit.
Like, come on, Jamar. Come on.
Y'all trying to act like scare me into thinking that he's so bad that I should just vote for this broad just because. But guess what? I feel that she's so bad. She's the one that scares me. So I feel that she's so bad that guess what? I might just go around and vote for Trump. And this is my first time saying this out loud. But y'all motherfuckers think you're going to shame somebody or bully into voting for this bitch? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And now you're going to make me be Mr. Anti. You keep coming at me with this bullshit. You keep coming at me talking about, oh, it's a shame that you're not supporting a black woman. And she's not black. She's Indian. She ain't black. Get out of here. Listen, I don't give a trust me, the sentiment on the street in the real world is a lot of people are not f***ing with this woman. They see right through her. And they're trying to blame it on black men, but no, I see a lot of black women that are not f***ing with her neither. Okay? Like, we see what is going on. Listen, they kept her in the background this whole time for a reason. They knew they was going to do this. That's why her whole vice president, you didn't hear about Kamala Harris doing nothing, saying nothing. Anything that she did was on the low. But here's one of the things she did on the low. She just made the deciding vote that helped put us in the inflation that we're in right now.
Facts.
This
crisis
that we're in right
now.
She did that. Specifically, had the swaying vote, and this is where we're at right now. The shit that just happened with Israel and Iran and all that yesterday. Do you really think that she's going to know how to handle some shit like that? Like, let's keep it real. And like Trump, first of all, there was no wars when Trump was the president. How about that? There was no wars going on while Trump was president. This motherfucker was doing gangster shit to niggas like in the Taliban, showing him pictures of their fucking house from a satellite or a satelloon anyway.
Did.
Giving him a picture of his crib and then just walking out.
Did.
Like,
and he said, if any he told the Taliban, if any American one inch of their hair is touched on their head, he said, I'm gonna kill you, blow up your house, and walked out the room. That's what Trump did. Can you see her? Okay, never mind. Be fair.
Touch your hair on an American's head, we're gonna bomb the shit out of your crib.
Yep. He sure did.
Months after that, no American was touched.
Yep.
Like that's not no gangster shit that broads know how to do. Even if a dude told a broad to do that, she's not gonna know how to implement it correctly. She's not gonna know how to implement it correctly. The dude will be like, yo, just take this picture and then just walk out. She gonna flub the whole shit. Because that's not what they do.
How you feel about her saying that she washes her collard greens in a bathtub?
This is her, again, being disingenuous. First of all, black people don't wash no damn greens in no tub. You dirty ass dog. How unsanitary are you to be washing collard greens in a tub and thinking that makes you more relatable? See, that's how out of touch she is. How stupid she is. She thought she was giving a relatable story to make her seem black. Oh, yeah. Oh, they want me to cook their collard greens. They bring me all their collard greens in the neighborhood. I had so many greens, I had to wash them in the tub. You know? Just like she was in the image of, you better thank a union member. You better thank a union member. She talking all black, but then when she get in front of the Spanish people, they said, "I love you, Kamala." She said, "I love you too. I love you too." Then when she gets in front of the white people, you better thank a union member for everything that you have because union members are very you know, they're part of the economy. Like, who are you? Who are you? Trump is always Trump. I don't give a if you like him or not. He's always him. If he says he's gonna say some arrogant yup, yup. He's gonna say some arrogant Sometimes he says some off the cuff. Yup. He does do that. But this motherfucker's a smart businessman. And I hate the people that say, "Oh, he's been bankrupt this many times." That's what smart businessmen do. First of all companies are not made to last. Some companies are made to be disposable. But y'all don't know that because you're not a business people like that. You don't know, first of all, and people that are successful, you know how many failures they've had in order to be successful?
A lot.
Like, all your failures prep you for your success.
Facts.
Like, how are you going to say this man's a failure and he became the president of the United States after having bankruptcies and all this type of shit? Like, no, that's what I call resilience. Okay, that's what I call resiliency. Somebody that doesn't take no for an answer. Despite seeming like the cloud is over you, they still find a silver lining and know how to spin that in order to bounce back like a fucking G. That's the type of fucking we need in a fucking leader of this fucking country. Not this cackling broad who's gonna fucking laugh, at the wrong fucking or something is visibly. She has no poker face. Like, she'd be in there with heads of state and be a me, just like a dilly broad would do. I'm sorry, girls like her might be fun to knock off and shit like that, but as far as leading some she can't lead nothing for me. She can't lead it,
I
I would
agree.
let her lead the blind.
I agree. I agree.
I'm not fucking with her. Yeah. I'm not fucking with her. And yeah, I'm a registered independent. Um, if it was up to me, we as black people would hold our vote until we got some tangibles. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
Until one of these candidates out here, Democrat, Republican, I don't give us something tangible. Because the LG HGTV people get tangible things. Um, uh, she won't even say when asked about being black and all that, she won't even come out and really say if she is black. Y'all are adopting her as black, but she won't even say it.
She has said it now. She has said it. I heard her say it twice.
She will say that. She will come out and say that, these LGHDTV people that are locked up in jail should be able to get the surgeries that they want in jail.
Yeah.
They should be able to transition and all that type of transform.
Yep. She sure did.
Taxpayers' expense while they're in jail, and she's also affording that privilege to immigrants who get locked up in jail.
Yep.
Oh yeah, illegal immigrants, you can get a sex change too. You get a sex change. You get a sex change. And you get a sex change. She's the Oprah of sex changes. That woman.
You do know she came out a few weeks ago, right? She did an interview with All the Smoke, and she doubled down that, Tupac is her favorite rapper from the Bay. Tupac and Too Short.
That she listened to in college, and Tupac wasn't even out yet. She said she listened to Tupac in college, and Tupac wasn't even out when she was in college. You lying? You think we're so stupid, you don't even fact check your own self. Another thing, she's on record saying when asked about giving black people reparations, she said, no. I'm not going to do anything that
She
specifically
showed
benefits black people.
she
No.
nothing for you. Nothing
That's what
for
she said.
you.
Okay. And then we called her out on having an earpiece in during the debate.
She did.
My man caught it. Shout out to my man Jamar Milton, because he's on the text. So he's like, oh, she got on the Nova H1s. He put up a video. Later that day, they had all these disclaimers saying that no, she wasn't wearing those earrings, da 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 da. Um, they were saying that she wasn't wearing the earrings with the headphones.
The company came out and said that those earrings closely resemble their pieces that sell for 62. No, it didn't sell for that much. But I read the company's report on one of my channels. Those were them earrings. Yes, they was.
Fast forward, a clip comes out where she's talking to somebody about a recipe or something, and all of a sudden they're talking to her in those same earrings that they said she wasn't wearing. And she's literally responded to them. She's like, hang on. She's like, they're talking to me. She's like, I'm doing a recipe. Is that okay? Can I still talk to that? Well, all right, cool. Like, then they got clips of her where, like, she doesn't deviate from one, she doesn't deviate. Her speech is not a lick.
Nope.
Like that Nick Obama, one thing he could do was speak.
Right.
He was a good orator.
Yeah.
That's why he pulled people in.
Yep. Facts. This is the last one that I'm gonna get out. I love me some Lord Jamar. I love me some him. Oh wait a minute.
When you look at when you looking at a Kamala rally, right, and you see rappers like Quavo, Megan Thee Stallion at her rallies, how does that make you feel?
It's more of what I said earlier. It's more of her trying to pretend to be black. It's more of her insulting your intelligence. Oh, all we got to do is get the who's the hot rap girl right now? Is it Meg Thee Stallion? Okay, let's get Meg Thee Stallion up here. You know, uh, who else? Quetta, who? Quavo? Can we get Quavo? Okay, yeah. And I'll just act like I'm cool with them, and that should be enough to make the black community feel like I'm down, like I really know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's again, it's just insulting. It's disrespectful. I don't like it. I don't see how anybody falls for it. She's also doing that because nobody's coming to her fucking rallies. Nobody's coming to hear her speak. They're literally paying people to go to her. They're paying people to get on buses, and they're shipping buses to go to her fucking rallies, bro. Meanwhile, she's lying about the Trump rallies. Talk about, I heard your rallies, people are not that many people, and people leave of boredom. Bro, I just had my man.
Man, he just had. Well, that's your opinion, Ivan. However you feel, but that's not what it is. If you scroll back, I read both accomplishments. I've read what Trump did and what she did. You vote however you want to vote. I could, I really could care less, but at the end of the day, it's up to you. So I'm playing what Lord Jamar is saying, and some of the things that he said, I definitely agree with Ivan. I really, really do. And if anybody can tell, she dumber than a bag of rocks. I'm sorry to say it, but she is. Could you see her talking to Putin and China and North Korea, whatever. But anyway, I'm about to end this. Have a good night. I'm tired. Ugh. Like, share, subscribe. No, this is my favorite, but I need to put a star next to that. I need to highlight that comment.